Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, WBC champion, says Tyson Fury fight is very close and is better than the Anthony Joshua fight. Stay tuned. Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working now. The WBC champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, 40-0, 39 knockouts. He did an interview with Ring TV. Says they're very close to finalizing a deal with Tyson Fury. Now, I reported on this. This is the updated video. Link in the description. Shout out to ringtv.com for the interview. And Wilder says, and I quote, "I believe 100% that this fight is going to happen and it's going to get done. We're very, very close. Very, very close. Closer than Anthony Joshua and me could ever get in a lifetime. It's definitely going to happen. There's no doubt. There's just a little more work to be done. Me and Tyson Fury, we talk with each other back and forth. I think he's a great guy. We have a relationship together, and my team has a relationship with his team. This is going to be better than Anthony Joshua when it all boils down to it. And we know Tyson Fury, in many eyes, is still the champion. He hasn't been defeated. He's still undefeated. He's still the lineal champion. Once I knock him off, I become the man who beat the man," says Deontay Wilder. Right? I'm super excited. I can't wait for this thing to be official and we can get to the promotion going and get the fans riled up for it. I feel he's going to be back into his top form. He's in shape. He's slimmed down. He's been a champion before. He knows what it takes to be a champion, to adjust to other fighters. Once you're a champion, there ain't no excuses. You're staying ready 24 hours. And if you're not ready, that's your fault. And that's what I'm all about. He's a guy that's ready to go. He's been and he's seen what's been happening to me with this whole situation, and he's disgusted because Joshua is British as well, and they see he didn't want to fight. So he's being a man, stepped into my backyard and doing something their other so-called champion wouldn't do. So mad respect from me. To read the full interview in its entirety, go to Ring TV, link in the description. Listen, this is great news. Another detrimental blow to Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua if this fight comes off. Here's why. I've said it before, now you have Wilder confirming, and it's funny how that works. New media, right? Ego's army. It's funny how I say things and then you start hearing the fighters say it, other fighters say it, professional boxers, professional trainers, and they're saying the same stuff. But the bullshit that a lot of other people say, nobody's co-signing. You know, like, oh, Wilder's a bum squad bitch and chicken legs and all. The crazy talk that you hear from other YouTube channels, or, you know, the ones that we know to be really biased and writers and stuff. You don't hear professional fighters and trainers. I can't go up to Robert Garcia and then ask him what I think of Wilder Joshua, and he says, oh, Wilder's a chicken leg bum killer, bum squad, and your bum's done and all that. He's not doing that. He would break down the fight as he sees fit. And it is what it is, but the real recognize the real, so that's why we keep moving forward. This is a great fight. A reason why I say it's a detrimental blow is because the world's seen the complications from Team Joshua in making the fight. Now, if Tyson Fury, another British fighter, unexpectedly makes this fight with Wilder and it gets done with little issue, then we know what the problem was. How is it that Wilder can negotiate with Team Fury and Frank Warren and have no real resistance and the fight get made very easy? So the worst thing that could happen for Team Joshua and the AJ protectors is if this fight comes off, because another thing is that'll get Fury an opportunity to defeat Wilder, vice versa. That'll give Wilder an opportunity to defeat Fury. So those are fights that Joshua has expressed interest in the past. So now you're going to let them take each other on if this fight comes off. So that's another reason why, because it's two undefeated fighters, somebody's O has to go. And those were both supposed to be ranked options that Joshua could have potentially faced. But he pussyfooted around and didn't make the fight and end up fighting his mandatory. So to me, this is the better fight. This is a pay-per-view fight. You see that the Joshua Povetkin, it might be pay-per-view in the UK, but they couldn't do it pay-per-view in America. And if it gets announced soon, it'll be interesting to see how the DAZN Joshua versus Povetkin fight does, because Showtime is talking about doing Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, and then Wilder versus Fury on Showtime pay-per-view, right? Back to back. So that's going to be a hell of a close to this year, right? So me personally, I told you I'm not getting Joshua Povetkin. I'm not ordering it, you know. So if they're doing a free trial or something, or someone wants to buy it from me, that's cool. But just off of principle, I'm not getting that fight. We know we should have seen Joshua Wilder next, and they made it sound like they wanted the fight next and they were down and it was all Wilder. But again, if this Fury fight comes off, then this is more proof that that isn't the case as far as I'm concerned, because it's almost impossible to really try to justify Joshua Wilder not coming off, and it's the same type of scenario. The only difference is you could say Joshua's a bigger name than Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury is a former lineal champion, right? So there's no excuses. People respect him, they know him, and he's down to come to America. He's not tripping. He's not saying, oh, we have to fight in the UK. He's a fighter, a true fighter, and he's doing what true fighters do. Okay, this man has a title, and he'll give me credibility and clout if I beat him, so I'll beat him. It don't matter where I beat him. You know, at the end of the day, the crowd can't fight for you. So whether the fight's in America or the UK, you still got to defeat that man in front of you, or woman, depending on your gender. So I'm happy if this fight comes across. It's a great fight, meaningful fight. And Tyson Fury looks mentally strong. He's definitely slimmed down. He lost over 100 pounds from what I hear. So there's really no justification for, like, if let's say Wilder beats Fury, then no one could be like, oh, this doesn't matter, or this wasn't the same Fury, and you know, he's gonna get credit for it. And it's a hell of a scalp for the winner, be it Tyson Fury or Wilder, because stylistically they're both big men. They're both, like, you know what I mean, I guess you could say super heavyweight. Actually, Wilder's weight wise would be a smaller heavyweight, but his frame in terms of his arm length and his height make him, I guess you would say, a super heavyweight, but he comes in typically small. Tyson Fury's a big heavyweight, 6'9" or whatnot. Good weight to him, boxing ability. Very interesting stylistic matchup. And as far as I'm concerned, Team Wilder played their cards right. They were playing chess this whole time and not checkers, because if they get this fight sewed up and get this on the record, then that's a hell of a consolation to not being able to get the Joshua fight. Now, I know you're not going to get all of his belts, 3 or 4 belts, if you beat Fury, but you'll get the respect of fans, and the fans will give respect to Wilder and Fury for just even taking the fight. So as far as I'm concerned, this, again, it hurts the credibility of what Eddie Hearn was saying regarding the situation. He told us, the public, that Wilder should fight, or signed to fight, his fighter Joshua 9 months prematurely if he really wants it. On top of that, for a flat rate, and come to the UK on top of everything else. And this is what he pitched to the public. He said their team is hard to deal with and they don't truly want it. This is what Eddie Hearn's trying to convey to the public. So how is it that Fury and Wilder are inching closer and closer to the point where it looks like it may actually happen out of nowhere? You know what I mean? Why are they so willing to fight each other, but you claim that Wilder was unwilling to sign a contract or come back to you? This, to me, is more proof of what I've been telling you guys, that Wilder is just down to fight and he wants to prove himself, because Fury is a dangerous fight for anybody. He's undefeated. He's highly confident. He's awkward. I mean, look, he beat Klitschko. And see, this is the other thing, is Fury embarrassed Klitschko It wasn't the most entertaining fight, but Fury done what he had to do to get the victory. And he made Klitschko look foolish. Nobody had made Klitschko look like that. And this was before the Joshua fight. So realistically, everyone else minus Wilder owes Fury a huge favor, or like a token of gratitude, because Fury is the one that beat Klitschko for the first time in a decade or so, right? And if he didn't beat him, then he wouldn't have been stripped and all this stuff. And then he's the one that failed a drug test in his personal life, doing the wrong shit. And that's what freed up belts for Joseph Parker, Anthony Joshua, and Charles Martin, all these other guys, to then become champions. Wilder was the only champion, the longest standing champion, that had a belt and kept his belt. And it had nothing to do with Tyson Fury. Joshua is part of the ripple in the pond effect. Charles Martin, Joseph Parker, right? All these guys became champion based on Tyson Fury. They didn't have to go through Tyson Fury because he defeated himself in failing a drug test. So we must always remember that, right? These other guys became champions as a in the right place at the right time, victim of circumstance. Wilder was the only one that beat a champion and or didn't go through Tyson Fury, right? Because Joseph Parker, to become a champion, he would have had to beat Tyson Fury to get his WBO belt. Charles Martin, if they didn't strip Tyson Fury of the IBF, he would have had to defeat Tyson Fury for the IBF. But he didn't have to go through that. They just stripped him immediately because he wanted to rematch Klitschko. And I think there was a rematch clause. Great fight. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video's Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.